60 Minutes Rewind.
There's a good chance that many of you watching right now have a dog somewhere nearby. But what do you actually know about where dogs come from? You're probably aware they evolved from wolves, but how and when? It turns out much of that is still a mystery. There are some intriguing clues, however, that have been discovered in the DNA of dogs and wolves, clues that just might give us a better understanding of how they and we evolved. You've heard of survival of the fittest, but a scientist at Duke University says the term that may best describe dogs' evolutionary success is survival of the friendliest. There's no doubt dogs are an evolutionary triumph. There's an estimated billion of them on the planet, and they've nosed their way into every corner of our lives, living with us, working with us,
Yes, kabuhay.
and loving us. What is it you're trying to understand about dogs?
I'm really interested in where dogs come from, and I think it teaches us a lot about where humans came from.
Brian Hare, an evolutionary biologist and author at Duke University, has spent the last 25 years studying animal evolution.
Puppy, look.
I think what really summarizes the link between dog and human evolution is survival of the friendliest.
What about survival of the fittest?
So survival of the fittest is a misconstrual, really, in the public mind of what evolution is. It's like the idea that like the biggest, the strongest are always the one that win.
Might makes right.
Yeah, but not at all. And dogs are exhibit A of this.
Hare says it may be hard to imagine, but that sweet dog you love started out as this. A wild, predatory wolf. And their evolutionary story began at least 20,000 years ago, when humans were hunter-gatherers.
So what we believe happened, and we have science to show some of this, is that wolves chose us. A population of wolves actually became attracted to humans. And they were at an advantage because they were eating garbage, things that people were leaving around home. And that the wolves that sort of basically gave up on being wolfy and hunting and were attracted and friendliest towards humans, they were at a huge advantage.
Some wolves were able to feed off scraps, they weren't aggressive, and over time, they became domesticated.
That's exactly right.
Come on in.
To better understand how the two species diverged so drastically, Brian Hare came here to the Wildlife Science Center in Minnesota.
All right, you want to guard and I'll drag?
Yep.
It's run by director Peggy Callahan and her 23-year-old daughter Meg, both skilled, we saw, at navigating a cage full of hungry wolves.
Back up, MJ.
Back up.
Back up.
Back up. Back up.
Nope. I know you're hungry. Don't
nope.
get pissed at me. This
Nope.
is only going as far as it's going.
Yeah, you might want to just hand it over.
There are 110 gray wolves here. Hi. Some were rescued from the wild, but most were hand-raised by Peggy and Meg.
Come on, honey.
They're divided into packs, separated by chain-link fences. This pack is named after the 80s horror movie, Children of the Corn.
So I saw the movie Children of the Corn, which is terrifying. Why is this pack called Children of the Corn?
For terrifying reasons. They attacked and killed their father and then tried to kill their mother. So
This pack?
This pack.
Why did they kill their father?
Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yep.
Peggy told us the only reason we were able to sit among the Children of the Corn is because these wolves view her as the dominant member of their pack.
Why is it important that in their mind, you are dominant to them?
The reverse is quite dangerous. I know that they're capable of killing one another. Their jaw pressure is enormous.
By the way, even right now with the wolves coming up behind you, you're aware they're behind you.
We have to have eyes on the back of your head.
They're assessing who are we, who's dominant, could I take this person?
Absolutely. Yeah. And what I don't think they're planning anything, but I think should an opportunity afford, they're incredible opportunists.
Peggy works hard to secure the upper hand. If you have any doubt about her position as the alpha dog, just listen.
Can you show me your howl?
Absolutely.
Goosebumps every time.
That was so cool.
So wouldn't you learn to howl if that happened?
What is the significance of the howl?
They use it to mark territory. They also will howl at intruders to get them to leave.
Becoming dominant over a wolf starts early. If a pup needs to be taken away from its mother for health or research purposes, Meg steps in.
Told you I'd bring a wolf puppy to visit.
When we were there with her in May, she was taking 1-month-old Philo everywhere, even the morning coffee run.
Sometimes if he gets really mouthy, ouch, like that, enough. Good boy. So it's just a little correction. I just pinch and I growl, and then the second he stops growling, I'm like, oh yeah, I whine to him and rub his belly and stuff.
That's
And
what his mother would do?
Exactly, yep. I'm sorry. It was some wolf that looked just like you that was back talking me there, not you.
But don't be fooled. Dominance has its limits. This is MJ.
This is the dominant female.
Yes.
She was also hand-raised and likes a belly rub, too. That is,
she's-
until she doesn't.
She's tolerating this with us. She's, I
Right.
mean, she's, oh,
Okay.
no, she's not. Okay, enough, okay. She just said stop.
I heard.
To see just how far dogs have evolved because of domestication, at Duke University, Brian Hare has set up a puppy kindergarten.
Oh my goodness.
Students help raise Labrador puppies. They tag along, cruising the quad, going to basketball practice, even the track team's photo shoot. Part of the program is aimed at training service dogs for the organization Canine Companions. But there's research being done too. To compare the puppies to hand-raised wolf pups, Brian Hare's team runs them through a series of behavioral tests.
Look. Look. Okay. Yes, good job.
Watch again.
Puppy, look.
Notice how this puppy looks back and forth from the researcher to the bowl and then immediately follows her point.
Puppy, look.
Philo, the wolf puppy, might look like a dog, but watch him taking the same test.
Puppy, look. Okay. Okay, baby. What is it?
So you can see Philo didn't follow the point here.
But a puppy at this age would.
Totally, exactly. So it looks like dog puppies come into the world kind of prepared to understand us in a way that wolf puppies are not because of domestication and interacting with us.
You've done testing with dozens of wolves. Overall, what have you found?
So you can spend 24 hours a day with, say, a wolf puppy. And even after you've done that for several months, they're not attracted to new people. They don't want to be with people. They want to be with wolves. That's not what happens in the case of dogs. As a species, they're actually what's known as xenophilic. They're attracted to new things and new people.
But how much of that is in their genes? Back in 2010, to figure that out, Hare's colleague, Bridget von Holt, a geneticist at Princeton, started comparing the DNA of dogs to wolves.
You've located some specific genes that lead to friendly behavior.
That's right. And when we sequenced a bunch of dogs and a bunch of wolves, we used that to then search for mutations in the dog genome that only dogs had. And we came out with a really nice hot spot of mutations on chromosome number 6 in the dog genome. And that's what's highlighted here.
You can actually pinpoint genetic mutations in dogs that make that dog friendly to humans in a way that wolves are not.
Absolutely.
Wow.
This was a major finding, in my opinion.
And that is something that would have evolved over time.
That's right. So we can imagine back in the pre-dog era where there were wolves running around, and some of those wolves were maybe making their dens closer to human settlements. I hypothesized that if I could go and sequence those wolves, that they would carry maybe 2 of these mutations, and the rest of the wolves, maybe none.
Bridget von Holt calls these friendliness mutations.
So does my dog really love me, or is my dog just acting out on its genetic code?
She absolutely loves you. She has the genetic predisposition to wholeheartedly love you more than she probably can handle.
What came next in von Holt's research stunned her and us. She found the location of the friendliness mutations in dogs corresponds to the same genes that, when deleted in humans, cause a rare condition called Williams syndrome. Her study established one of the first genetic links in behavior between dogs and humans. Meet 36-year-old Ben Moncaba.
How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you,
What
sir?
a surprise.
Ben is no stranger to 60 Minutes. When he was 11 in 1997, Morley Safer met him doing a story on Williams syndrome.
I'm Morley.
More safer?
Yes, himself.
How are you?
People with Williams syndrome, like Ben, are often unusually outgoing and friendly, leading some to call it cocktail party personality. We were with Ben at his favorite pub when he jumped up mid-dinner to join the band. What is it that makes you unique?
What makes me unique is my way of giving happiness to people, my friendliness, my kindness.
I gotta say, just meeting you, you made me smile the moment we met.
When people are happy, it makes me feel like I've achieved something.
The story will continue after this.
Williams syndrome is a lifelong condition that often causes serious medical problems and intellectual disabilities. Ben's mom, Terry Moncaba, says Ben and others like him are so trusting and friendly, they can sometimes be taken advantage of.
Just explain what is different about Ben genetically?
Sure, Ben is missing 25 genes on chromosome 7. And all of those genes line up, so that's 1/10 of 1% of their genetic makeup that is missing.
That deletion in Ben's DNA and others with Williams syndrome involves the same genes that contain the friendliness mutations discovered in dogs.
Ben, what do you think about that? About that there might be a link, friendliness in dogs, there might be a link to friendliness in humans.
It just makes me feel so happy and proud that dogs and people have similarities.
When the discovery was announced in 2017, Terry was head of the Williams Syndrome Association. She reached out to some members to see how they felt about it.
And one of the parents that I called said, "Are you kidding? I'm sure that if a tail was put on my son, it would be wagging all the time." And I think that really put it into perspective.
Understanding why dogs are so friendly, Brian Hare tells us, is helping unravel the mystery of how Homo sapiens came to be the most dominant species on Earth.
So what does our understanding of dog evolution tell us about human evolution?
I think what dog evolution teaches us is that actually how you get ahead in the game of life is you evolve a new way to be friendly that leads to a new form of cooperation. Humans 100,000 years ago, our species was not alone. There were at least 4 to 5 other human species. And the question then becomes, well, why are we the only one left? And we think, and what dogs point to, is that we were the friendliest species that ever evolved among humans, and that we survived because we are friendly.
Survival of the friendliest, a successful evolutionary strategy many humans today would be wise to remember.